Why love changes after marriage. Before marriage, love feels loud. It feels urgent. It feels alive in a way that makes your heart race even at the smallest things. A simple text message can change your entire mood. A missed call feels important. A few hours without contact can create longing. Before marriage, love feels like something you might lose, and because of that, you protect it, nurture it, and chase it. After marriage, love doesn't disappear, but it becomes quiet. And that silence scares people. Most couples don't fall out of love suddenly. Love doesn't vanish overnight. What actually happens is much slower and much more psychological. Before marriage, you are not living with the person, you are imagining life with them. You're meeting the best version of each other. The version that tries harder. The version that hides exhaustion. The version that chooses words carefully. This is not fake love. This is early-stage love, driven by anticipation. The human brain reacts strongly to things that are uncertain. Before marriage, nothing feels guaranteed. You don't fully have the person yet. That uncertainty creates desire. The brain releases dopamine, the chemical of excitement, motivation, and craving. Dopamine doesn't create peace. It creates obsession. That's why love before marriage feels addictive. You think about them constantly. You replay conversations. You imagine futures. After marriage, certainty enters the relationship. You wake up next to the same person. You see their habits, their moods, their stress, their flaws, and slowly, dopamine steps back. Not because love is gone, but because the brain no longer feels the need to chase. Marriage shifts the brain from dopamine to oxytocin. Oxytocin is the hormone of bonding, safety, and attachment. It creates comfort, not excitement. Security, not thrill. And here is the mistake most people make. They expect marriage to feel the same as the beginning. But the beginning was never meant to last forever. Butterflies are not permanent. They are a bridge. Marriage is not built on butterflies. It's built on emotional safety. But when people are not prepared for this shift, they start believing something is wrong. They say things like, "I don't feel the same anymore. He's changed. She's not like before." In reality, love didn't change. The form of love changed. Before marriage, effort is intentional. After marriage, effort feels optional. Before marriage, compliments are frequent. After marriage, appreciation becomes assumed. The brain quietly says, "Now that we're married, they know I love them." But love doesn't survive on assumptions. It survives on expression. This is where emotional distance begins. Not because people stop loving each other, but because they stop showing it in the language their partner understands. Women often feel this change emotionally first. Before marriage, many men listen deeply. They notice moods. They ask questions. They respond with attention. After marriage, listening becomes functional. Men hear problems and immediately try to fix them. But women don't always want solutions. They want presence. They want to feel understood. When emotional validation disappears, women feel unseen. Not unloved, unseen. And feeling unseen slowly kills emotional intimacy. Men experience a different kind of pain. Before marriage, men feel appreciated for effort. Every small action is noticed. Every gesture is praised. After marriage, effort becomes expectation. Providing, protecting, working, all of it becomes normal. And when effort goes unnoticed, men feel invisible too. They don't always express it. They withdraw. Not because they don't care, but because they feel like nothing they do is enough. Now both partners feel unappreciated. Both feel misunderstood. And neither talks about it properly. This is how silence enters a marriage. Not angry silence, but emotional silence. People stop sharing small things. They stop expressing vulnerability. They stop asking for reassurance. And love starts to feel distant. Marriage also changes roles. Before marriage, you are lovers. After marriage, you become managers of life. Bills, responsibilities, family pressure, children, work stress. Romance doesn't disappear because people don't want it. It disappears because life becomes louder. When exhaustion replaces curiosity, attraction fades. Not physical attraction, emotional attraction. Desire needs space, mystery, individual identity. But marriage often merges identities too much. People stop being me and become we. And while partnership is important, losing individuality kills attraction. Another painful truth is expectations. People enter marriage with silent expectations. They expect love to be automatic, effort to be mutual, understanding to be natural. But expectations that are never spoken turn into resentment. Resentment doesn't explode. It accumulates. Small disappointments pile up. Unmet needs stay unexpressed. And love becomes heavy. At this point, many couples say, "We feel like roommates." But roommates don't hurt this deeply. What they're feeling is neglected love, not dead love. Real love after marriage is not dramatic. It doesn't beg for attention. It waits. And if ignored long enough, it withdraws quietly. This is why love after marriage feels different. Not because marriage kills love, but because marriage exposes reality. It removes illusion. It removes fantasy. And it demands maturity. Love before marriage is emotional. Love after marriage is intentional. And intention is harder than emotion. As time passes in a marriage, something subtle begins to happen. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. But it's powerful. Attraction slowly changes its shape. Most people think attraction fades because people stop caring. That's not true. Attraction fades when emotional connection weakens. Before marriage, attraction is fed by curiosity. You want to know everything about the other person. You listen closely. You observe deeply. After marriage, familiarity replaces curiosity. You think you already know them. And the moment curiosity dies, attraction starts starving. Physical intimacy then becomes mechanical, predictable, routine. Not because desire is gone, but because emotional energy is gone. People don't lose attraction to bodies. They lose attraction to emotional distance. Another truth people avoid is this. Marriage creates comfort, and comfort kills polarity. Before marriage, there is tension. Before marriage, there is pursuit. Before marriage, there is distance that creates desire. After marriage, everything becomes available. When desire has no distance to travel, it weakens. That's why some couples feel passion disappear even though love still exists. They love each other deeply, but they don't want each other the same way. This confuses people. They think, if I love my partner, why don't I feel desire like before? Because love and desire are not the same emotion. Love wants closeness. Desire needs space. Marriage often removes space completely. Another dangerous change happens silently. Communication shifts. Before marriage, people communicate to connect. After marriage, people communicate to survive. Conversations become about bills, responsibilities, problems, complaints. What disappears are dreams, emotions, fears, appreciation. When communication becomes only practical, emotional intimacy dies. People stop feeling heard. They stop feeling safe expressing vulnerability. And vulnerability is the foundation of deep love. Without it, love becomes shallow. Another painful truth. People stop dating their partner after marriage. They think, we're married now, we don't need to impress each other. But love needs effort to stay alive. Effort is not for strangers. Effort is for the person you don't want to lose. When effort disappears, partners feel taken for granted. Being taken for granted is one of the most painful emotional experiences. It doesn't make you angry. It makes you numb. And numbness is more dangerous than anger. Anger means you still care. Numbness means you've stopped fighting. Many marriages don't end in fights. They end in silence. Another reason love changes after marriage is emotional safety being misunderstood. People think safety means, I can behave however I want, they won't leave. But emotional safety means, I can be honest without being punished. When honesty is met with criticism, sarcasm, or dismissal, people shut down. They stop sharing thoughts. They stop expressing needs. They stop asking for affection. And love becomes lonely. Marriage also brings unresolved childhood patterns to the surface. People don't just marry their partner. They bring their emotional wounds into the marriage. Abandonment issues, fear of rejection, need for validation, fear of vulnerability. Before marriage, these wounds are hidden. After marriage, they are triggered daily. This creates misunderstandings. One partner wants closeness. The other wants space. One feels neglected. The other feels suffocated. Neither is wrong. They are reacting from unhealed parts. This is why love changes after marriage. Because marriage reveals who we really are. Another reason love feels different is comparison. People compare married love with early love. But that comparison is unfair. Early love is fantasy. Married love is reality. Fantasy is exciting. Reality requires responsibility. When people don't accept this transition, disappointment grows. They chase feelings instead of building connection. but feelings follow actions, not the other way around. Love after marriage doesn't grow automatically. It grows through intentional behavior, through listening even when tired, through appreciation even when busy, through affection even when life feels heavy. The couples who stay deeply in love are not lucky. They are conscious. They understand one thing most people don't. Love is not something you fall into once. It's something you choose every day. They recreate mystery by respecting individuality. They maintain attraction by staying emotionally present. They protect connection by communicating openly. They don't assume love will survive on its own. Because love doesn't need promises. It needs presence. And here is the most important truth. Love doesn't change after marriage because marriage ruins it. Love changes because people stop nurturing it the way it needs to be nurtured. Marriage doesn't end romance. Neglect does. Marriage doesn't kill desire. Emotional distance does. Marriage doesn't destroy love. Silence does. If love feels different after marriage, it doesn't mean it's over. It means it's asking for maturity, for effort, for awareness, for growth. The strongest love stories are not the ones that never struggle. They are the ones that understand why love changes and choose to adapt instead of giving up. Because real love after marriage is not about intensity. It's about depth. And depth is something you build, not something you wait for. At some point in every marriage, a quiet realization appears. Love is no longer something that happens to you. It becomes something you must participate in. And this is where most people fail. They wait for love to feel easy again. They wait for feelings to return on their own. They wait for their partner to change first. But love after marriage doesn't respond to waiting. It responds to action. The couples who revive love don't ask, "Why did my partner change?" They ask, "How did I stop showing up?" Because love doesn't disappear. It reacts. When affection decreases, love reacts by withdrawing. When appreciation disappears, love reacts by becoming silent. When presence is replaced by distraction, love reacts by feeling distant. Most people try to fix marriage by demanding love. But love cannot be demanded. Love can only be invited. And it is invited through small, consistent behaviors. One of the biggest mistakes married couples make is believing big gestures fix everything. They don't. Love is rebuilt through daily attention, emotional availability, intentional connection, not through gifts, not through promises, not through temporary change. Another uncomfortable truth is this. You cannot revive love while protecting your ego. Ego wants to be right. Love wants to be close. Ego keeps score. Love lets go. After marriage, many arguments are not about the issue. They are about feeling unvalued. People don't fight because of dishes or money or time. They fight because underneath those complaints is a deeper sentence. You don't care about me the way you used to. When couples learn to hear that sentence instead of defending themselves, love starts healing. Another powerful shift happens when partners stop trying to change each other and start trying to understand each other. Understanding does not mean agreement. It means presence. It means listening without interrupting. It means validating emotions even when you don't fully relate. It means saying, "I see you," instead of "you're wrong." Love after marriage needs emotional safety more than romance. Romance grows naturally when emotional safety exists. And emotional safety is created when vulnerability is not punished. Feelings are not mocked. Silence is not used as control. Many people think distance in marriage means lack of love. Sometimes distance is actually self-protection. People pull away when they feel criticized, unappreciated, emotionally unsafe. When safety returns, closeness follows. Another truth people avoid is self-neglect. Marriage doesn't just change love. It changes identity. People stop investing in themselves. They stop growing. They stop maintaining individuality. And attraction fades. Not because the partner changed, but because energy changed. Attraction is drawn to vitality, to confidence, to purpose. When someone loses themselves, desire struggles to stay alive. The healthiest marriages are not made of two people clinging to each other. They are made of two whole individuals choosing each other. Love doesn't need possession. It needs choice. One of the most powerful things couples can do is reintroduce intentional space. Not emotional distance, but personal space. Time alone, personal interests, independent growth. Because desire needs room to breathe. Love grows deeper when partners stop being everything to each other and start being supportive witnesses of each other's growth. Another important truth is forgiveness. Not dramatic forgiveness. Daily forgiveness. Forgiving small disappointments. Forgiving unmet expectations. Forgiving human flaws. Marriage exposes imperfections constantly. Without forgiveness, love suffocates. But forgiveness without change also becomes self-betrayal. That's why communication matters. Not reactive communication. Honest communication. Saying what you feel before resentment builds. Asking for what you need without blaming. Listening without planning a defense. Love after marriage survives on clarity. Unspoken needs don't make love deeper. They make love confused. And finally, here is the truth that saves marriages. Love after marriage is not about returning to how it was before. That version of love is gone. And that's okay. Because what replaces it can be stronger, calmer, and more meaningful. Love before marriage is exciting. Love after marriage is stable. Love before marriage is emotional. Love after marriage is intentional. Love before marriage feels magical. Love after marriage feels real. Real love is not perfect. It is present. It doesn't promise forever loudly. It proves it quietly. If love feels different after marriage, it doesn't mean you chose the wrong person. It means you entered the phase where love stops being automatic and starts requiring awareness. And that is not the end of love. That is the beginning of real love.